Go to new project, space frame. I'm providing a name as plan 5. Provide location. Length of the unit is meter and force of the force unit is kilonewton. Length unit will be meter and force unit will be kilonewton. Go to next and finish. Go to edit and set the grid in XZ plane. Click on OK and take top view from here and create one node at 0, 0, 0. Or you can directly create the node from this particular coordinate table. Just provide 0, 0, 0 in X, Y and Z and go to the top view. Top view is compulsory, okay, because we are making plan and it is visible from top view only. Just go to the top view. Take a node cursor, select that node, copy it, paste it. In X direction 4 meter. Okay. Copy the next node with Control C and Control V and paste it in 2.5 meter in X direction. 2.5. Okay. Then select the next one with Control C, copy it and Control V, paste it. 3 meters in X direction. Okay. All the nodes are created. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Just copy all the nodes and paste in Z direction 3 meter distance. Select all, copy, paste in Z direction 3 meter distance. Okay, created. Again copy these 3 nodes 1, 2 and 3 and paste it in Z direction 3 meter distance. Copy, paste 3. Okay. After that we need to create this one. Just copy this node in X direction and the distance will be 1 meter. Select it and paste it in X direction 1 meter. It is created. Now we need to copy this particular node and this node in Z direction and the distance will be 2 meter. Select it with control button, select both the nodes, copy, paste in Z direction 2 meters. Okay, nodes are created. Again look over it. Then select these 2 nodes and copy it in Z direction. The distance will be also 2 meters. Select, copy, paste in Z direction 2 meter. Okay. All the nodes are created. Now select all the nodes with node cursor. Go to geometry. Connect beam along X axis. Okay. All the X direction beams are created. Again go to geometry. Connect beam along Z axis. All the Z direction beams are created now. Okay. Is there any changes? This beam is not here. Okay. So we just need to delete this beam. From keyboard, just delete it. Now it's okay. If you have this beam, then you can provide. If you don't have this beam, need not to provide. Okay. Then take a beam cursor, select all the beams and translational repeat command. Y direction, height of the building will be in Y direction. In a number of steps, you need to provide number of floors. I just want to create a building of 4 floors. So I'm providing number of steps 4 or 5, whatever it is. Okay. Then default spacing, I'm providing 3.2 meter for each floor. I want to create a floors of 3.2 meter each. If you have different spacing of the floor, like first floor you have 3.2, second floor you have a dimension of 3.1, then the height is 3 meters for the left two floors, then you can change from here 3.2, 3.1, 3, 3. Link the step and okay. Go to the whole structure button or isometric view. You can see all the floors now. If you want open base, just delete all the selected beams of bottom floor. If you want open base, press delete button from keyboard. Okay. Now we need to create slab or a plate in a floor. Take front view, select all the floors, hold control button and drag window like that. Okay. And go to the fill floor grid with plates or geometry, create infill plate. 24 new plates are created. Right click on the screen and go to 3D rendering and make sure no structure will be selected over here. Okay. If you select any structure or a beam, it will see in a 3D rendering view, it will be visible only. So please do not select anything. So whole structure will appear. Go to general, property, define rectangle. I just define a property for beam 0.3, 0.2. 0.3 will be depth of the beam, 0.2 will be width of the beam. And for column, I am using property of 0.35 by 0.35. Add and close. Select the first property, which is for all the beams, and assign it into all beams. Take front view and scroll window. Hold control button, okay, to select all. Assign to selected beams method will be used. Click on assign and yes. Select the next one and select all the columns only. Assign to selected beams, assign and yes. For the slab thickness, go to thickness and providing 0.12, 120 mm. Add and close. Just select the plate thickness, take a method as assign to view, assign and yes. We just assign all the properties to the structure. For support, just go to support, create, fix support, add, select the support, take front view and select all the bottom nodes. Method will be assigned to selected nodes, assign and yes. Look at this, we have assigned all the supports. Then go to load and definition, load case detail, add. Take dead load as a loading type and provide a title, dead load. For second load, it will be live load and provide a name as live load. Add and close. Select the first one, go to add, self weight, y direction, -1 factor, add it. Go to member load. I'm providing a weight of outer wall as -14 kilonewton per meter, -6 for inner wall and -2 for parapet wall. If the height of the building will change, load will also change, okay, because volume will change. So you need to provide a load of that particular wall. If the height is 3.5, then load will more. If the height is 3 meter, then load will less. So you need to calculate the load and provide it. I'm just providing the load, same in all the floors. Select the first one, which is self weight. Take a method as assign to view, assign and yes. Select the next one, take front view, select all the floors with control button. Go to view and selected object only. Take top view, select that particular load case and select all the outer walls. Okay, assign to selected beams, assign and yes. Take the next one, which is for inner walls, and select all the inner beams. Method will be assigned to selected beams, assign and yes. Select the next one, go to the whole structure over here, front view, then select top floor, go to view and selected object only, and then go to the top view. Select that load and select all the outer walls, because parapet wall will present in the outer wall or outer beam, above the outer beam. Method will be assigned to selected beams, assign and yes. Just we have applied all the dead load. Self weight of the structure, weight of the outer walls, weight of the inner wall, and weight of the parapet wall. Now we need to apply live load. For that, select the individual floor, go to view and selected object only, and then go to the top view. Okay, now what are the live loads? In this particular classroom, I need to apply 3 kilonewton per meter square. In this classroom also, you need to apply 3 kilonewton per meter square. This corner will be a minimum range of it, and this corner will be a maximum range of the same load. If the load will change here, like there will be 3.5 or any other load, we need to apply maximum range as this particular column for this room. And for this room, we need to apply a minimum range for at that particular node and maximum range at that particular node. Okay, but the load is same in the both rooms, 3 kilonewton per meter square, 3 kilonewton per meter square. So we will apply the load from this node to this node at a time. Okay, because the purpose of the rooms are same. This is also classroom, this is also classroom, and the load will also same, 3 kilonewton per meter square, 3 kilonewton per meter square. So we need to apply minimum range of the load is this particular corner, and a maximum range of the load is that particular corner from here to here. Okay, what we need to do, just take node cursor, double click on the particular minimum range corner and write down x, y and z coordinates. Just go to live load, add, take a floor load, you can see like that, take a floor load, provide pressure as -3 kilonewton per meter square, minimum y will be 0 and maximum y will be, I'm providing 3.2 meter for one floor. Okay, minimum x is 0, minimum z is also 0, because these are the coordinates of minimum corner. Okay, the first corner, minimum x 0, minimum z 0. Now what about the maximum one? This corner, just double click on that particular corner and you will get the maximum range. In x direction, you need to put 4 x, define x range maximum, I'm providing 4. Then define z. What is z maximum? 6. So we need to define a z range, maximum will be 6. Okay, close it and add it, close. Now look at this, the load is applied in that particular range of area. What about it? Go to live load again, add floor load. What is the pressure? 2 kilonewton per meter square over here. Okay, from this will be the minimum and this corner will be the maximum for that load. Just provide -2 kilonewton per meter square. Double click on the minimum corner and you will get the coordinates of it. In x direction, y will be same, 0 to 3.2. In x, minimum will be 4. Now define x range minimum 4, define Z range minimum 0 over here. Okay, so define Z range minimum 0. Close it and double click on the next corner, the lower right corner. First one will be the upper left corner and the second one will be lower right corner. Double click on it and provide maximum range. X maximum 6.5. We need to provide here 6.5. Z maximum 6. Just provide Z maximum as 6. Close this and add. Now you can see the next load will apply. What about the next room? For this particular room, here also we need to apply 2 kilonewton per meter square load. This would be a minimum corner, minimum range, and at that corner maximum range, minus 2 kilonewton per meter square. Go to the StatPro, live load, add floor load. Pressure will be minus 2 kilonewton per meter square. Why same? From 0 to 3.2. This will be a minimum. Just double click on it and provide minimum X 6.5 and minimum Z is also 0. What about the maximum? Just double click on that particular corner. Maximum X is 9.5 and the Z is 3. Close it and add. Close. Look at this, load is applied. What about the next one? Office and staff sitting has same load as 2.5 kilonewton per meter square and 2.5 kilonewton per meter square. So minimum range will be this corner and maximum that particular corner. Live load, add. Go to the floor load, pressure. This provide minus 2.5 kilonewton per meter square. Y range will be 0 to 3.2. X range. What about the X range? Just double click on the upper left corner for minimum range. X 6.5. Minimum X is 6.5 and minimum Z will be 3. Just provide minimum Z as 3. Close and then click on the lower right corner for maximum values. Maximum X 10.5. Just provide 10.5 and the maximum Z will be 7. I'm providing maximum Z as 7. Add and close. Look at this. All the loads are applied. Go to the whole structure now and we just applied a load in first floor in a single floor. If the purpose of the building is same in second floor, third floor, fourth floor, then what we need to do? Just tell me. The purpose of the building is same, plan is same for all the floors. If there is a classroom in first floor, there is also a classroom in second floor. Yes, please.
Sir, why y-axis range is changes?
Okay, we will change the axis data of Y range. Okay, just double click or go to edit and change the Y range data up to top floor. Suppose this floor up to this floor there is load is same, suppose. So I just provide a range of the height as 9.3. Okay, up to third floor. Just provide a maximum range as 9.3. Yes. Now load is changed. Go to the next one and provide 9.3. Go to the next one. At the time of first, when you are providing the X and Z range, then also you can do this. Just change the Y range. Okay. Now what about the top floor? Just go to the code and read there what is the load of roof. I think it is about 2 kilonewton per meter square or 3 kilonewton per meter square. Just provide it. Go to the live load, add floor load. I'm providing minus 2.5 at the roof. And what about the height? Take node cursor and double click on the top node. 12.3. Minimum range is also 12.3 and maximum range is also 12.3. And we don't need to provide X and Z because we want to apply throughout the floor. Okay. If you are applying a same load throughout the floor, need not to provide any X and Z range. Applied same load throughout the floor. What about the load combination? Just go to load case detail, add. From defined combination, you can create your own combinations. Like I'm creating a combination of dead load plus live load. And I'm not multiplying with any factor, just provide a factor will be 1. Take dead load and click on the first arrow. Take live load and click on the first arrow and add it. Load case is created, dead load plus live load. The next load I want 1.5 dead load plus live load. I'm just multiplying a dead load and live load combination with factor 1.5 here. So I need to provide a factor default as 1.5. Then select dead load and click on the first arrow. Select live load and click on the first arrow. Add and close. We just created two different cases. First one for dead load plus live load. Second one is 1.5 dead load plus live load. Go to analysis oblique print, add, close, analyze and run analysis. Save. Zero error, zero warning. Go to the post processing mode and done. Okay. Now analysis is done. If you have any doubt in applying the dead load and live load, you can ask. Sir, thought your gallery is one-way slab. Why you are designing also two-way slab? You can select a one-way also, no problem at all. Just go to the live load, which load is for gallery, this one, and click on the one-way distribution over here. Okay, and select a longer span, longer direction, and change it. It will not allow to change. I need to change some data. Like I'm providing 0 over here now, and after that I'll change it. Six. Change. Now it's a distribution of one way. Okay, this you need to change over here. Just check mark on the one-way distribution. Any other doubt? Come on fast. Okay, good. Richard, Sahil, Harshil. Okay, good. What about the automatic combination, auto load combination? For auto load combination, I just delete the manual combinations over here, and you can create an automatic combination. Just go to load case details, add, and click on the auto load combination. Select a code like Indian code, go to generate loads and add, close. auto load combinations are generated. Again, analyze it. If you change something over here, you need to analyze after that. If you are changing any data, go to post processing mode and then okay, it's a deflection, and you can see the all deflection values in the table. Go to the reaction and you will see all the reactions. Just select any one node, go to view and view selected object only, and you will see the reactions. You can change the load from here, like I'm selecting that load, it will show a reaction due to that load. When I change to the particular load combination, it will show a load or reaction due to that particular combination. What about bending moment? When you click on the MZ, it will show bending moment. If you want to see a bending moment for any one beam, one column, just select that beam, go to view and selected object only. It will show a bending moment for that beam only. Take front view. Okay. How we can annotate the value? Just go to results, view value, beam results, and click on the bending and maximum and mid. Annotate. It will annotate the value in the diagram. When you change the load from here, diagram will change, value will change. Okay, guys. Sir, when do we able to see reinforcement detail of an particular beam? We will do, Richard. Don't worry. First, we are learning how we can apply the actual loads. When the loads are applied on a building, then we will design. When our actual analysis will come to us. Okay. Now, two types of load is left. First one is a wind load and seismic load. When we assign all the loads, live load, dead load, wind load, and seismic load, after that we will do it. Which code we follow for the calculation of wind load? Just write in the chat box which code we follow for the calculation of wind load. Please come on fast. IS 875 part 3. Okay, good. And for the calculation of seismic load, which code we follow? For the calculation of seismic load or earthquake load, part 4, no. Part 4 is for snow load. IS 1893. 1893. Richard, not 1873. It's 1893. Okay. So we will, in next class, we will do a wind load calculations and apply it to the particular structure. How to calculate the wind load and how we can apply the wind load in a structure. Okay. For this class, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay, guys. So in next class, we will see how we can apply the wind load. Two-way slab. What you are asking about the two-way slab? You thought the gallery is two-way slab. Just divide it 2.5 and what about it 6, and you will come to know whether it is two-way or one-way. Okay, guys, I just end the session. Thanks for joining and good night to all. Please do practice. Okay, if you are missing practice, then you will forget all these things. You guys welcome all. See you in the next session. Okay.